Hey everybody, Notorious here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing a new loop knot that I developed, and as far as I can tell, it has never been created before. I have scoured the Ashley Book of Knots in the loop knot section for a similar loop knot, and I have yet to find one. This is actually a analog of the bowline in a sense, because it actually uses a bowline structure in a way that causes the bowline to collapse into a new knot, which is this knot here, which I'm calling the pretzel loop knot. It's called that obviously because of this unique pretzel shape. Now, why should you care about this loop knot? Well, maybe you shouldn't, because there are much better loop knots. However, this is an interesting and useful, easy to tie knot that allows you to adjust the size of the loop very easily by pulling on the right, or depending on the orientation of the knot, it could be the right or left, but depending on your orientation, you pull on one strand here, and this will allow for adjustment. And then as soon as you pull on both strands, it will lock. So if you pull on both strands, it locks up like that. See, I'm pulling as hard as I can. Now, obviously, because this is a slip knot, if you were to pull this, to failure, it would probably slip and run up like this, if you're using a pull machine or if you're using it for rigging or something like that. But I've put my body weight on this and just, for preliminary testing, and it locks up. Why is that? Well, that's because this strand here, which is your adjustability strand, which is the one that's running through when you adjust it, is going over these two strands here. Okay, so we've got strand 1, strand 2. It's creating quite an angle, basically, is what I'm saying. You can see the angle. It's very acute. And so what that allows for is when this is pulled evenly like this, it will lock under, reasonable circumstances. So this, let me be very clear. This loop knot is not for life support. Maybe if you had a long enough tail, this would be secure enough, or better yet, actually, in fact, I take that back. If you use a stopper knot, like, for example, if you were to tie it with, and then put a figure 8 or a double overhand on this strand here as it exits, it would be 100% probably safe. But I have not done thorough testing on this. I don't have a brake test machine, so I don't want to recommend that anyone climb on this. This is to be used strictly for now as a tool for creating a quick slip knot. Alright, a slip loop more specifically. So how do we tie it? Well, let me show you. So what you're going to do to tie the pretzel slip loop knot is start like you would with a bowline, with a loop. So we've got this loop, and next we're just going to take the working end, pass it over the loop, and then take the working end, pass it behind the standing end, over the loop, and then in through here, okay? So I'm going to put this through here, and the first thing you're going to do is dress and set this knot. It does not look like the pretzel slipped loop knot quite yet, and that's because we have to take this knot here and collapse it. So first we're going to dress and set, and we're going to grab this strand here and this strand here and pull it tight. Okay? Then we're going to grab this strand here and this strand here and watch what happens. Ready? See it? It's going to jump into the pretzel slip loop knot. See that? Ain't she a beaut? So now that we've got the desired loop knot, all we have to do is adjust the length to our desired setting and then further set the knot by pulling again on this portion of the loop and this strand here, and that will lock it into place. And when you lock it, that means when I pull on it, it's not going to budge. Okay? So this is a great knot, in my opinion. Of course, I'm highly biased because I created it. I just think it's nifty. It's definitely not your best option. Why is that? Well, let me explain to you. If you want a quick loop knot, just tie something like a poacher's knot. So what a poacher's knot is all I have to do is take the working end, pass it around the standing end, and create a double overhand. And then bring that through, and voila. So that's a poacher's knot. This is, in my opinion, the quintessential adjustable loop knot. It allows for free motion, but what it doesn't do compared to my pretzel knot is lock up when you pull on the loop evenly. So when I pulled on the loop evenly with mine, it was going, it won't allow it to move. But with this, if I pull it evenly, it will slide down the length of the standing end. So that is not ideal if you have certain circumstances where you need an adjustable loop knot that will not adjust under the circumstance of even pull of the loop. So I think that's really unique. I don't really know for what situation you would need such a loop knot, but I relish in the fact that I created something that has yet to be used and that might see some kind of use in the future. Again, to overview, all you're going to do to tie the pretzel loop knot is start like a bowline, okay, and create a loop, cross the working end over the loop, take the working end, pass it through this opening here, above these two strands, and then pull, then grab this standing end here, grab this working end, tighten it down, finally collapse the knot by pulling on this strand here and the standing end, and then you've created the pretzel loop knot. It's adjustable, it'll adjust. Make sure you cinch it down once you've collapsed it as well. You gotta always cinch it down after you collapse it by grabbing the standing end and this portion of the loop. And once you've cinched that down, that means you can continue to adjust it, and it's not going to be a quick and easy adjust like the poacher's knot. The poacher's knot is easy to adjust. This has a lot of friction. You can see that bend there. It's creating a lot of friction, and that means that this could be used for a lot of different applications where you don't want too much friction, or you don't want too little friction rather, on your adjustability section here. So now also, once I've cinched this down, once I've got it where I want it to be, when I pull on the loop evenly, it's not going to budge. I'm pulling as hard as I can, and it's not budging. With the poacher's knot, it would slide down the standing end, and you would have a fully cinched loop knot where you might not want one. And finally, don't forget, if you're going to use this for any type of rigging or life support, if you're that experimental, make sure you use a stopper knot. Okay? I would not recommend, once again, that anyone climb on this knot because I have not fully assessed its, safety attributes. I don't know whether or not under certain conditions this knot might fail in some catastrophic manner. So do not climb on this. Please, if you want to test it out on dead weight. Test it out on things that are, not going to get you hurt. So things that can incur damage that are not alive. So, all right. I think I've babbled on enough. I hope I've sold you on this pretzel cinching loop knot, or slipped loop knot, whatever you want to call it. And thanks so much for watching. And check out my channel for more hitch how-tos, knot tutorials, climbing videos. This has been a public service announcement from your knot and splice enthusiast and hitch connoisseur. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.